Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we're looking at another deck profile from Duelist Nexus. Today we're looking at ALTERGEIST. This is the final one. I gave you guys a poll from DUNE of the couple of decks I was eyeballing. We did them in order that you guys voted them in, and ALTERGEIST ended up last. But I did have a couple people that were still interested in this deck. It's a really cool deck. For the longest time, I kind of looked at this deck and went, it's a little too just like stunny for me. I don't like decks that just play like 30 traps. That's just too much for me. When you're maining like triple Solemn Strike and Solemn Judgment, your deck's a little too say no for me. But now with the new support, the deck has real plays. It makes mid-range plays. That's the real goal here. It's nice that you have a fallback plan of like old style ALTERGEIST. If you get hand trapped, if you open a subpar hand, it probably means you just play like old ALTERGEIST. You just kind of like do simple old ALTERGEIST stuff where you play a more control-based game, or you can pop off for like a 4 interruption combo that actually feels really strong because you've got like a spell and trap negate, you've got a monster negate, you'll have like a quick steal and like potentially a bounce or something else as well. So very, very cool. Let's get into it. Starting off here with the main deck. We start off with I think probably the best monster in the deck, I think. Like Multifaker is obviously insane, but Meluseek just got even better out of this wave. It is now a play going first. It's not the most broken play, but it is a play going first by itself now, which is really cool because you can normal it, link it off, and then search the new one. Malwisp to at least get yourself to a Herald of Arclight just off of Meluseek, and it with Linkuriboh, so you're protected from battle, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it's a good card, a really good card. I like that it has good utility going. This is how they should design more cards, honestly, is like, yes, this is like a pseudo starter in your deck. Not even pseudo, it's a starter in your deck. But also give it like a nifty going second utility effect. Not a broken effect, but just a good one, right? From there, we move to Marionetter, your other normal summon in the deck. On normal summon, it sets any of your traps, and it can like reborn an ALTERGEIST from grave by like sending one on field. Still good, good card. It's half of a lot of 2-card combos. That's kind of the way the deck works. It doesn't really have 1-card combos for the most part. Like, yes, you can get the Arclight off of Meluseek, but generally you need to open 2 different ALTERGEIST to kind of get to the 2-card combos. So yeah. Moving on, the last 3 of I play is Triple Multifaker. Obviously, you play it. I like 3 of this guy. I know some people I've actually seen play less in the OCG because they're like, he's not part of a lot of... he doesn't pair for a 2-card combo with some of the names, depending on what the name is. And so some people don't like that, but I like it in the fact that if there's one ALTERGEIST you're going to draw, period, just one, I'd rather see Multifaker, because if I'm not seeing other ALTERGEIST, it means I'm seeing traps, which means I can just play Multifaker from hand and control the board that way. So I think it's just the single best one to draw if you see no other ALTERGEIST, so I like it. And like I said, the default plan is just play old style ALTERGEIST, the control game. I played 2 Pukari. This card I just don't love, to be honest. I like it, don't love it. My big gripe with Pukari is that of these 3 all do something by themselves. If you draw them with no other like extender, they make a play by themselves. They at least get you something. They get you an interruption, they get you a follow-up, whatever, by themselves. This card does literally nothing by itself, so I don't like it as much. I didn't want to ever draw 2 of it. You can only use its like link from hand effect once per turn. It's still a good card. You probably have to play at least 1 of it, depending on like the build you're on. I'm on 2. I just if I was going to cut down any of them, it was definitely this one, because it's not a starter at all. It's an extender. So yeah, just 2 of him. And then the new one. This is the only new main deck addition we have to the deck. It's Malwisp, but it changes so much. It's Lilybell if Lilybell was like way better, pretty much. When this card's added to the hand, it summons itself, and then when it's summoned, it can reborn any ALTERGEIST. So, yeah, it's really good. You have stuff like Meluseek to be able to search it. You can search it off of certain other lines. Most of, if not all of your 2-card combos pretty much search this card, and then it summons itself, and you go from there. It just allows you, it just gives you that extra bit of board spamminess that you really, really wanted in this deck. Only gripe with this card, not good to draw. That's it, but it does facilitate a lot of higher ceiling plays. Plus, it's a tuner that actually does come up as well. That's how you make the Arclight play with just Meluseek. It's a good card. I play two, so that way if you draw one, you can still do some combos you otherwise wouldn't be able to. And sometimes also in the grind, the second one to pop off again could come up as well. The last Altergeist I play is one Silk. I thought about Kunkari. I ended up not playing it here. I don't think it's that good. I think it's just okay. I think it's playable though. I'm gonna mess around a little more with it. If I come to the conclusion it's still good enough, I'll look at playing it in. But for now, mostly just Silk. You gotta play. What I really like is that most people used to always play two of this card because same thing as Malwisp. If you drew it, it was terrible. But now, because the deck has power plays, you can like draw this card and be fine. You can get to such strong boards, even if you draw this card, that this card is like not the centerpiece of your interruption anymore. It's a nice piece, but it's not a centerpiece. You don't have to have it. And that's it for the Altergeist monster. I think it's 14 in the main. A lot of people play triple Pukari and some people play Kunk, but other than that, it's pretty standard. Moving into the hand traps, triple Ash, of course. Gotta play Ash. It's Ash. I don't know. There's not much else to say there. Triple Droll. These are just some of the best hand traps, I think, in the game right now. Droll's hit or miss, but when it hits hard, so we'll take it. And lastly, 2 copies of Effect Veiler. Now, this is a weird one. You'll see, I'm actually playing these for a specific card, otherwise I might have cut this for more traps, but we can talk about that, and that's definitely going to be the difference maker in this list than most people's list of like what the main differences would be. Triple Prosperity, nothing much to say here. You could play Extrap if you want, because you could just play 3 of all like the main combo pieces, but all it takes is to banish all of one of the main combo pieces, whether it's Hextia, Prime Banshee, or Adminia, and it does turn off a good portion, a good ceiling of your deck, especially if it's Hextia, then it like literally you have no combos anymore. So yeah, just be wary of that. But I think Prosperity is the good one anyway, because it gets you like fine targeted ones to be able to pair up for like the 2-card combos and stuff. That's one thing that definitely gripes me about this deck is there are some 2-card pairings. Like it's a 2-card combo deck, but some of the 2-card pairings are not combo. Most of them are, but there are 2-card combo like pairings that are not. Pukari plus Multi-Faker, nothing. I'm pretty sure Marionetter plus Pukari, also not. Right? So like, it's just awkward. It just is. I know it's weird, but like, it just kind of cringes me out a little bit. So that's why I like Prosperity, because it can find you like the right pairing of names to put together and go from there. 2 copies of Small World. This is really the main difference of my deck over probably some other builds. Nobody plays Small World, but I do think for a deck that has consistency issues and pairing like the right 2-card combos together, I do think Small World is kind of interesting. Now, the downside of this is that you only really play maybe 15 Altergeist monsters, and then from there you kind of have to like force in some hand traps to kind of give you enough monsters to make this card consistently live. That's really the gripe, is how many times are you going to draw this and it's just not even live, it's not even playable, compared to like how many times it's actually like saving a hand. That's really the big question. That's kind of why I'm on a couple more hand traps. I think I'd still play Ash and Droll, but like probably cut the Veilers. So like, this could be 4 slots to be more traps, more other hand traps you kind of prefer, whatever. Just keep that in mind. And then 1 for 1, you gotta play it. It summons Meluseek, and like if you can summon Meluseek without normal summon, it's really good. It's kind of like Hydrant, right? Because then you can Hydrant for Airlifter in Rescue Ace without your normal. Same thing here, because then you can link this off, and then this gets you, Marionetter for a normal summon. It's pretty good. All right, into the traps. Triple Spoofing. Still, just like always, kind of a bummer. This card was never an Altergeist card, so it's unsearchable, but man, it's so good. It's one of those cards where, like, again, you don't go combo. This card really helps you just, oh, okay, I'll make sure I have Multi-Faker in hand, get Multi-Faker in rotation, and kind of just grind you out turn after turn. It's really good. 2 Protocol and 1 Manifestation. This is pretty standard. I like the double Protocol because you get both of these via like a lot of combos. So like having the second one for in case you need it is really good. cosmic and whatnot can be annoying. And the one Haunted Rock, you just need this for certain combos where you like search multi-faker or open a multi-faker, and you're able to activate this to trigger multi-faker turn 1 to like get him, and then he gets like Maul Wisp or something, and then Maul Wisp summons back. Like, depends on what the 2-card combo is, but it is still a really nice card for those combos. Just a one-off though. Triple Imperm, the third hand, I guess technically the 4th hand trap here. Yep, it's good, and it triggers multi-faker, of course, that's really good. And then lastly, double skill drain. So this is something that you could definitely bump up if we're able to cut those 4 cards we were looking at before. For sure, to play a 3rd copy. This is just the one floodgate that's like, it's just good versus like everything. Like actually everything in the metagame really doesn't appreciate this card, but our deck doesn't hate it too much. One, we have a lot of effects that trigger engrave, like Meluseek and our links and stuff, but the other bigger deal on that is because of Protocol, because Protocol says the activation and effects of Altergeist on the field cannot be negated, so they just resolve even under skill drain. Which is really good if you can pair those together. That's the whole idea, because if you just put together any combo going first and get access to Protocol, then like we pretty much win the duel if we draw skill drain. It's honestly crazy. So yeah, definitely would mess around with that and maybe get it to where we can play that at 3. It's just so good right now. But yeah, that's the lineup there. That's 40 in the main. Let me know your thoughts on that down below. For the extra, Link 1s, Link Karibo, Anima, Artemis. Not much to say here. Artemis can at least take the ones that aren't level 1 to clear them off the field if you ever need to. Otherwise, these are just your utility Link 1s that can make use of Meluseek or Pukari. Kind of cool. Then 3 Hextia. Not much to say there. Yeah, you go through that card with combos every time. This should be 2 Prime Banshee. I just didn't have a second one because I never thought I'd need a second one, but now that the deck like got support and was like immediately like a mid-range deck that wants to like do combos every turn, the second one does matter. I would make sure I have 2. Adminia, same thing. Like you do one combo to you know, use the first one early on, and then maybe if you ever need to make a second one, that can come up as well. So yep. And then one Memory Gant. Sometimes this can be the difference between OTKing and not, so I would just play one of it just for that reason. And the last link is 1 access code. Yeah, he's not going to come up that often, to be honest, but he's there in case you need like mass removal, you know, stuff like that, to be able to just clear a bunch of stuff. But don't expect him to come up very often. And then for Synchros, 1 Herald of the Arclight. This is actually the newer Melfi Synchro 4. Long story short, he literally just says like if this card it's either special summoned or synchro summoned, doesn't matter. Target a card on your opponent's field, return it to the hand. So if going second you have like the Meluseek play, this is a way to like have like going second utility instead of like the Herald of Arclight to just have a passive negate, right? And then Dragvirian. So this is a cool card. I had a buddy who was telling me about this. I don't know how much it's actually going to come up, but I guess the idea is if you summon him and then tribute him off of another Altergeist effect, he just revives himself, you know, for free. And so he just gives you like free payment on any of those cards. And he's a 6, so his level actually does pair nicely with Malwisp, because Malwisp is a level 3 tuner, so Malwisp plus Multi-Faker just makes this card pretty easily, which is cool. It's fine. It's fine enough to play. I think the more important thing to note with the extra deck here is not that like what we can do right now, because mostly it's just like the Link 1s, the Altergeist links, and I guess like some of these can come up. But the bigger deal is like the cards that are coming in Age of Overlord. My guess is most people playing this deck, and like most decks will be playing period, is going to be playing IP Masquerena and SP Little Knight. Little Knight is so good because instead of making like the Herald of Arclight line, you would just end on like IP plus Link Karibo, so your opponent can't just go battle phase and walk over you, but you can still IP into SP Little Knight, and then Little Knight gets you a banish, and then Little Knight could also be a potential another interruption from there. It just seems better in most scenarios than Arclight, aside from like very particular matchups. And secondly, you'd also play Typhon. Typhon's insane as well for any mid-range to control-based deck. That card is like a staple. It's just such good removal. Its restriction is fine in this deck because as long as we can just like end with like a multi-faker in hand and a trap, we are like, it doesn't matter if we can't summon anymore that turn. We'll do it next turn and go from there. So yeah, really, really cool. Deck's cool. There's definitely still some problems with it. I think like my biggest gripe with it is it's a 2-card combo deck where all combinations of 2 monsters do not equal combo still. You still have to pair like the right ones together to make them work. But I do like the direction they've gone in. They made the deck better and more viable without like just straight up giving them like broken tools like a floodgate or something stupid. So I appreciate it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the profile, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below. I hadn't really messed with Altergeist ever, really. I thought they were cool, and I obviously knew what they did when they were good, way back when. But I think this supports them in the right way. So let me know your thoughts down below. Let me know what I can adjust to the list to make it a little bit better for right now. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.